you guys doing? Listen, I'm sorry. I have a weird story that I think you guys might find interesting, to be honest. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the setting of the story, right now we're in the cemetery, and that has to come into play. I'll tell you that in a bit. But at the time of the story is when I was about 13 years old, more or less. And what happened was is that I was with a friend, and it was around the time school started, and Halloween, actually, it was around Halloween. So we went to go window shopping, and we came across the game section. I'm pretty sure some of you can already hint at where this is going. And I hear my friend, who we're just gonna call him Perry. Okay? So my boy Perry, I hear him talking funny. Something weird. And when I looked to see at what he was trying to read, it was the Ouija board. And ironically, just at this moment, I seen a strange lady who I have a picture, and I might have to post up the picture later. But this woman looked like a typical gypsy witch. I swear. Like if you was to go into AI, into any AI right now, and put imagine a gypsy witch or a witch, an old witch, you would see that you would see exactly how she looks like, to the T. But she was Spanish, and so you can hear it because she said, mijo, no, mijo, no. I was like, oh, my son, no, don't do that, right? And she said, I warn you to never, ever play this game. And my friend was like, why? Well, what's wrong? She said, listen, just don't do it. Just don't ever do it. Right? And my friend was like, he started, I don't want to say what he was saying about the Ouija board, but he started talking crap to the Ouija board. Basically disrespecting the Ouija board. Right? And the lady was like, mijo, no, what are you doing? You crazy? Right? And he was like, nothing's gonna happen, don't worry, whatever. So what happened was is that he started walking with it, and he ended up walking to the back of the please forgive the noise. He ended up walking to the back of the store, and he placed it on the back of the store. And I kid you not, ladies and gentlemen, when he put the Ouija board game, on the shelf, the fucking game moved by itself. Like if somebody, for example, if you could see the aisle right here, you see the aisle, how you see like an aisle, imagine like if someone was to try to come through here and, kind of like a library, when you put like a, like in like a, Like in the movies, people talk to each other in the library, like through the aisles. But except this was the last aisle, so it was at the wall. So there was no way impossible that a person could grab it. He didn't see this, but I did. And when I saw this, I kid you not, I started shitting bricks. And I'm telling him, listen, you should be scared a little bit. My boy, being my boy, we're from New York City. He's a Scorpio, so they're kind of ballsy people sometimes. So anyway, we didn't think nothing about it. Actually, I took the board, I took the game, and I apologized. I said, listen, my friend didn't know any better. Please, 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 please forgive him, please. And I put the game back on the shelf, and then I walked away. And I might be bugging, but I could have sworn they moved again, to be honest. Like a second time, but not as big, like kind of little. But I don't know, because I had walked away. Exactly what he did, I did. So what happened was, about a week later, we were off from school. I think it was a weekend or maybe Columbus Day. And at that time, kids, I don't know if they got school off. Well, we weren't in school. And what happened was is that he was talking smack to me. And he threw a bottle at me. It was an empty bottle, and it was plastic. I was like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I went to go chase him, right? And the thing was is that as I'm chasing him, I'm like, I stopped chasing because I didn't really want to, I was in the mood for chasing. I figured if we were going to chase each other, we could have been playing basketball. The thing is that my friend is so freaking good at running. He's fast as fuck. And what happened was is that he ran and he hid. He ran and he hid from me pretty good. So I couldn't see him. But I was trying to look for him to say, let's just go, go play some balls, some hoops. It was like another boring day, basically. What happened was that my friend got hit by a car. And I don't want to be graphic, but part of his, God forgive me for saying this, but part of his brains was showing from his skull. And they had to staple my dear friend's skull together. And his head now has a scar, a permanent scar from that day, that it looks like a famous logo. I'm not going to say what logo it is, but it's a very famous, it's very interesting. People think he does it on purpose, but he doesn't. It's a scar. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Forgive me. I tend to do that a lot. Anyway, so moving forward, because this is the trippy part. Okay? Moving forward, he had his staples. He had to get his skull stapled. But as he's on the floor, waiting for the paramedics to pick him up, I get this weird sensation, and I remember the Ouija board. Like, it just came into my mind, like the Ouija board. This is why it happened, and I'm like, wow, what the fuck is that? Ready? And it's gonna sound kind of weird, but I got this kind of sensation that the Ouija board was out to get me next. But 30 years into the future. And I don't know why, but I figured it was going to get me, and it was going to get me by something minor, like, you know, a serious accident, but not as serious as his. Okay? So check it out. So, so, exactly that happened. 30 years later, I'm at my job. Well, I'm at a job at the time, and I'm mopping the staircase because that's what I do. College educated, but anyway. And on the third step, listen to this. On the third step, I felt as if someone tricked me from behind. And as I'm falling, my knee snaps in two. Oh, there's something else I should tell you. When my friend got hit by the car, the driver said he had his car and parked because he was talking to his friend. And I remember that, because I remember they were parked. And he said that the moment my friend crossed the street, the car put itself out of park into drive, pushed the gas all the way down, aimed for my friend, and he said he couldn't move the steering wheel. He didn't touch the steering wheel or nothing. It aimed for him, and after it hit him, it pressed on the brakes, and put the car back in park. Okay? So, just for, just for you to think about. Just for y'all to think about. Another thing, and this is what I want you guys to think. This is what I want you to try to ponder. This is what I want you guys to try to figure out. It's gonna always baffle me. I'm gonna always be puzzled by this, and I think so will you. Is that when my friend was on the floor, bleeding, with his brains halfway out his head. Forgive me, God. But, it was such a terrible sight, and I got that feeling that the Ouija board is gonna come for me next. But like 30 years from now, I don't know if whatever demon that is attached to the Ouija board, I don't know if it went to the future 30 years from that point and got me and then came back and said, 30 years from now you're going to get it. I know because I went there and I got you. Or if it waited for me for 30 years to get me. That's going to always puzzle me. Now, the cemetery. I came here because I have a challenge for anyone who doesn't believe in the supernatural. My challenge is this. Get a Ouija board. Come to a known haunted cemetery. Not a regular cemetery, a regular graveyard. A known graveyard. Like a known haunted graveyard or cemetery. And from the hours of 12:30 midnight to 3:33 a.m. I want you to play the Ouija board for 6 days and record it. Okay? Record it. If you have the balls, if any of you motherfuckers have the balls, record it. 12:30 a.m. to 3:30 a.m. But here's the twist, okay? You guys, who, if you dare do it, I know nobody's gonna do this dare. I know none of you are crazy enough to do it. But if you do it, you have to be disrespectful. You gotta be really disrespectful to the Ouija board. Don't play with it scary. Don't play with it half-ass. You know. In other words, don't go to it and be, are there any spirits who want to communicate? No. Be disrespectful. Talk about his mother. Talk about his babies. Okay? Be disrespectful. Okay? Be real disrespectful. And record it. If you could do this for 6 days, 6 nights, you are the king. And there is no such thing as the supernatural. If you could prove that. I wouldn't, and I know you're not. Whoever's listening to this, I know nobody's going to do it. And I don't blame you. I really don't. Because what the fuck? Yeah, am I bugging? Anyway, I'm sorry, excuse me, my bad. What the fuck? Anyway, I'm sorry. My mind's not very play tricks on me now. So, yes, do that. And, but be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful. If you do decide, be very careful.